This year, I'm gonna try making my own seed starting mix for the first time. I've always just bought my seed starting mix, but I start so many plants. So I figured if I make it myself, I could probably save a lot of money, so we're gonna give it a shot. First thing we need is some cocoa coir and some warm water. We'll slowly add the warm water to this and it should expand into 8 quarts. Be patient when you're hydrating these bricks. Just add a little water at a time and let it absorb. You don't want that brick to be sitting in a puddle of water, and it should be nice and fluffy like this when it's done. I'm just starting with a small batch to see how this goes. I got equal parts of my cocoa coir, perlite, and vermiculite. And I'm also gonna throw a handful of my homemade compost in there. This isn't necessary. Some people throw a handful of worm castings in there, but you don't need it. As I'm mixing this up, it's looking to me like I'm probably gonna need to add some more cocoa coir to this since I'm doing soil blocks. I just really don't feel like this is gonna stay together. This is your basic recipe for a seed starting mix. This was probably fine for growing in containers, but I could tell by looking at this that it is not gonna hold together as soil blocks. So I think I'm gonna double the amount of cocoa coir in this. That looks much better, but I'm still skeptical. Only thing we could really do is make some soil blocks and see what happens. All right, see how this works out. Not bad, but are they just gonna crumble? I'm surprised. So these hold together just as good, if not better, than the seed starting mix that I used to buy. But even though I did double the amount of cocoa coir in this, I still feel like there's an excessive amount of perlite in here. But I don't know. I couldn't be happier with the structure of these soil blocks. But I'm gonna be nervous about this until I have thriving plants growing out of these things. I'm not gonna rush into anything. I'm gonna let these sit and dry out overnight and make sure they're not just gonna crumble. But so far, so good. What I ended up using so far, 2 parts cocoa coir, 1 part vermiculite, 1 part perlite, and a big handful of compost. If this seems to work out, that's gonna be my mix. All right, I did something new. I'm still scared, but I'm happy with the results so far. If everything looks good tomorrow, we're gonna be doing some planting.